Good evening. My name is Suzanne King, and I'm your son or daughter's geometry teacher. We meet 7th period, which is a little challenging for everyone, end of the day, long day, and so I do my best to keep everyone energized and focused on the matter at hand, which is geometry. What we do in the geometry curriculum, and some say this is unfortunate for the parents, is we do not have a textbook. And I know this has been problematic because parents want to know, well, what are you working on? What was homework tonight? What are you talking about? So every night, the kids will have homework in one of these packets, and you'll see they're titled and the learning objectives are there. So it would be great help if every night when your child comes home, ask them what they did in geometry. They should have homework. They should be at least able to tell you something they did. Paired with that is the fact that I have all the flip charts from each day up on the My MCPS Classroom portal. Please don't mistake this with Google Classroom, which some teachers are using. So I would advise you to ask your son or daughter to show you our class page. In it are not only the flip charts, but additional videos that I've linked in from Khan Academy. Hopefully you're familiar with Khan Academy, a free resource for students, not only for math, but all kinds of subjects. So take a look around Khan Academy if you have a chance. Our curriculum is pretty straightforward. Right now, we've really just been homing in on notation and vocabulary, the language of geometry. Many of the words are multisyllabic, perpendicular, parallel. And so for some kids, the writing of these words or understanding them in terms of a graphical depiction and part of the building of our logic system can be difficult. So we take quizzes, we check for understanding through the use of exit cards, which are typically smaller point value assessments, and then we follow up with more formal, formative, or summative assessments. This week we will continue with our now straight edge and compass constructions. As you may recall, in ancient times, people used string, and they were able to figure out this idea of a radius and the concept of a circle. So I try to, at all times, make geometry a little bit more rich by adding the underpinnings of where geometry comes from and how crucial it is to not only a system of logical thought, of deductive reasoning, but also the history of how did Columbus sail the ocean blue. So when we talk about trigonometry, when we talk about things related to triangles in general, I try to bring that richness in. At the same time, I try to give the kids a new lens on geometry. Sometimes students come in and say, I know what a triangle is, Ms. King, and I get it. But we talk about special triangles and why they're useful for understanding further branches of mathematics, trigonometry being one of them. I also like to motivate the learning by telling them when they're going to see the concept again, which is usually not until pre-calculus and calculus. So for that reason, some students say, wait, Ms. King, I was great at algebra. I'm not doing that well in geometry, or I can't wait to get to Algebra 2. So the main thing I would say I've found in my experience, and I've been at BCC for 20 years, is the fact that for geometry, it requires the students use more abstract thinking, and for some kids that's very difficult. I encourage you to encourage your son or daughter to come see me at any point where there's any kind of confusion. I have office hours every day at lunch with the exception of Fridays, and I also offer help after school as well. If they can't find a time that's convenient for them to meet, we have peer partner tutoring that we've started up, and also I give them my phone number. And so your son or daughter has my cell phone number. If they have a quick question, they can just text me, just as long as it's not after 10 o'clock at night. I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you tonight in person, but I do hope you will reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns, and I look forward to a great semester. Thank you.